G'day! Wombat here, and in today's budget gear, we're going to take a look at the Steel Triangle by Mano Percussion. This is the Steel Triangle by Mano Percussion. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind with this particular review, being a budget gear review, is that this is a steel triangle, not the more famous and better known high-end beryllium copper model. So that is one thing to keep in mind. A beryllium copper model wouldn't be a budget review. It's also an acoustic triangle, not the more popular electric triangle, of course made famous by Jimi Hendrix, and often fitted with a full plethora of EMG pickups. This is the acoustic version, and it is a beginner's triangle or an entry-level triangle for you to get your hands around. So, in case you don't know why we're looking at a triangle, let me give you a little bit of a background information on it. The triangle has been around a long time, but it first came to popular prominence in the 1970s with bands like Led Zeppelin and of course Queen. I mean, who can forget Queen with John Deacon, their bass player, wailing away on a triangle in many live performances. So that's where they sort of came from, and from there they gained a lot of popularity in other forms of music, of course culminating in metal music, with bands like Slayer and other thrash bands from that Bay Area sort of movement. So Slayer, of course, well known for a period of time there through the 80s and 90s of actually employing a triangle player full time into the band, and he would play the triangle religiously every performance, usually off to the side of the stage, because at that point in time triangles weren't really considered part of the metal world until they really gained a lot of popularity over a few years with, of course, Slayer and other bands of that kind of movement. So they would actually employ a guy to play one of these permanently in the band. They don't do that, of course, anymore. In fact, most bands don't employ a triangle player permanently anymore. Most of them will use samples, often recorded by that very famous triangle virtuoso, Ed Grimley. And they would run those through the PA speaker. But nevertheless, triangles are a massive part of the metal movement, and it's really hard these days to listen to a heavy metal track without, of course, hearing a lot of this lovely beastie here, the triangle. So, let's have a bit of a quick look at it. It is steel. Now, it is not a great quality steel in the respect that it's a budget thingy, and it's certainly not beryllium copper. However, on this particular model, Mano has done a great job with it. It is really well constructed, very solid, and of course the finish work is really quite good. Now, the beauty of this particular model of triangle from Mano is that it also comes with a wand, and the wand is quite spectacular, let me tell you. It's really well finished off, and it's got I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, it's got a really knurled end. As we all know, playing triangle in a metal band gets really quite sweaty, and you're really flailing about doing the job. So that knurling on the wand is really going to make all the difference. Now keep in mind that if you were to buy one of the beryllium copper upper level triangles, you don't get a wand with it. They assume that you are a triangle player and you have a selection of wands at your disposal. So when you're starting out, you probably don't have a selection of wands, so they include one for you, and for the money, that's exceptional. That is flat out exceptional. So I was really surprised by that. So let's have a bit of a look at it. Well made, as I said, really nicely finished off, really good polishing, comes up very nice under lights on a stage, and it's of a quality that I think you could actually play live with it too. So as well as starting out and getting practice, this might get you into your first band as a triangle player, and be able to use it on stage as well. The tone of this particular model was very bright and quite complex, I found. I was really quite surprised by the complexity of the tone itself for the level of model that you're purchasing. So I was really surprised by that. Also, they have a built-in natural reverb, which I found phenomenal. There's not a lot of adjustment in the reverb of this particular model. It is kind of set to a slow decay, but really with a triangle, that's what you're looking for. It is a good slow decay, and to include a natural reverb on a model at this price point is really exceptional. I was terribly impressed with this particular model, and I'm actually seriously considering purchasing one for myself. I am not much of a triangle player, but there is a certain satisfaction, particularly in metal music, with good heavy metal triangle. So I'm actually considering purchasing one for myself. A big shout out to Variety Music, of course, who supplied me this triangle for this particular review. Thank you so much, Variety. And they are doing these for around about the $6 mark, which is pretty good value considering the finish, the inclusion of a wand, and of course that natural reverb that comes with it. If you're looking for an electric triangle, they are a little harder to find, and of course you'll pay quite a bit more money for an electric triangle. So this is really the way to start, in my opinion. So there you are, the Steel Triangle by Mano Percussion. It is a stunner. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there, and also hit the little bell if you want to see when my next video comes out. I will of course include a link down below to this triangle on Variety's website. But as always, keep rocking, guys.